Thank you, Kevin. Thank you very much. It's a privilege and a delight to be here. We seem to have been travelling for about the last 2.5 weeks, so we were a little shell-shocked. Yeah, I've got a poem later on about how I imagined America to be before I came. Nothing like it. Nothing like it. Totally different, totally different. But I'm going to start with a poem really which was a lot to do with why we decided to come to America. A poem about my dad, Billy Burke, who should have ended up in New York and not Old York, but a letter never arrived from my dad. And he was a tremendous storyteller, and it's him really to blame for the fact that I write and perform, because he was also a song and dance man. So this is the letter that never came for the old Irishman. It was always that letter, the one that he remembered, the one that never came, that said, "Come, Billy, come to America." It said, everything you've ever dreamed of is here, so come. Uncle Patrick and Aunt Rose are grand, and the baby is fit and well and strong, God be praised. Can you believe we've even somewhere to live? Me ma has a job at the bakery, and they're rich in life here, and the days are a sight warmer, and the nights, they don't kill you. Land could belong to anyone here, and you to the land, so come. The letter that never came for the old song and dance man, the letter you always remembered opening, Dad. You would have opened it in a heartbeat, in a second, like a magician, like a man with a future, like a man with luck on his side and a song in his heart, doing the soft shoe shuffle in a place called Brooklyn. Was that what you dreamed of? There are so many of our own here, Billy, but it's as if they seem to know us, to understand that all we want is a place to lay our heads and our dreams. Can you believe it, Billy? Yeah, I believe it. This is a place you can walk tall and not be short of a bob or two. And now the boat coming over, that was another matter. Sure, I thought Patrick was a goner. Took all of the strength that Kilmartin and I possessed to see him through. But sometimes the worst of a storm is terrible and necessary and has to be gone through. And that is where you find us now, at the other side of that storm. Kilmartin and Ma and Rose and the kids, and myself, Johnny Burke, and your Uncle Pa Rowan. Shall we think of you every day, Bill, and I'm sending this letter, as promised. Leave all of that other nonsense behind you, Billy. You were made for this country, and it for you. So pack nothing except the hopes and dreams you stand up in. And we'll be waiting right where the storm ends and where freedom can shake your hand, where life that is yours by right is waiting for you. And me ma says 'tis a grand life if you don't weaken. So come, Billy, come to America. Thank you. Yeah, and he would have liked it and all. Yeah, I was interested to hear Tom Chandler's take on relationships, long-term relationships and shorter-term, should we say, relationships. And this was a friend of mine who was telling me about her new man friend. And she said, well, we're just at the yummy stage. Which I thought was so lovely. I wrote this poem about it now, which she's deeply embarrassed every time she hears it. Tough. The yummy stage. So here we are then, at the start of it all, the don't mind if I do stage, the so good to see you stage, can't wait to squeeze your stage, the ambrosia and honey stage, a fantastic yummy stage. Then it's the take me to the moon and backstage. The I just want to please you stage, the please need me like I need you stage. The shall I move in with you or you with me stage. The everlasting Bill and Coo. Then it's the I think you must have the wrong number stage. The don't call me, I won't call you stage. The impasse and the cramp on stage. The receipt I found in your pocket stage. The you must think I'm a bloody fool. The pissed off, I couldn't care less stage. The not if I see you first stage. The you and whose army stage. The like a hole in the head stage. Sure, he couldn't lie straight in his bed stage. My mother was right all along. Then it's the drinking yourself stupid stage. The I'm going to enter a convent stage. Until what comes around goes around, and every dog will have its day stage. The never again, not ever stage. The fuck the world, I want to get off stage. The joining lots of night classes stage. The taking your car to the garage stage, and the bringing round of the bill stage, but that awfully nice mechanic stage. The fluttering of his biceps and the flexing of his wallet stage. The completely helpless flight of it. The what the hell, I ain't getting any younger stage. I don't mind if I do. Yes, we've all been there, haven't we? God, never again, never again. Hopefully not. And I suppose a little bit on that same sort of theme, but rather different. This is the short-term relationship, the very short. Swapsies. Most of our lives are spent playing swapsies. I swap my anger for yours, you swap yours for mine. You bring me a box of crayons for my half of the house. I say, okay, too tired to argue. I bring you a bunch of flowers and swap it for your indifference. You swap hair loss for the idea you're some kind of Casanova. I swap my grandiose self-esteem for a part-time waitress job, and then it's milk and playtime. You swap days out with the kids for a red sports car. I swap brown hair for bleach blonde, and I have my eyebrows plucked into a permanent surprise. You swap old friends for the squash club and people that you say know the real me. And then you say, hey, look what the cat dragged in, when I deliver your suit cut into pieces to their reception. I swap peace of mind for permanent warfare. You swap your old self for a carborundum grit version. I have a set of marbles, and I am saving them for the last time that I see you. All of our life we are playing swapsies. Oh look, now it's home time, and there's no one to carry my satchel. Thank you. I suppose that's based loosely on a village when I lived outside of York, where so many people were getting divorced. I thought it was a contagion. You know, I thought it was a disease that was catching or something. It's crazy. I have a lot of poems about my dad. I've got one or two more for you guys tonight, but this is kind of dedicated to my mum, who was always classed herself as the quiet Irish. And they're far more tricky to understand sometimes, but this is dedicated to her. The Kindness Medal. Well, this is a medal for kind people. It was minted in the can't be asked to be bothered with them factory, and it'll be ignored and not even brought out on special occasions like days you breathe on. And it'll be stored in vaults and knocked down shacks and will-o'-the-wisp caves and dust-riddled libraries. And it'll be unsung about and unwritten about. And spiders will weave webs around it, and its colour will fade, and the ribbon it would have hung from will be lost, and the little gold box it came in will be broken and stood on, and no one will know or worse, care. And it'll be unremembered in 1,000 small ways, in every city in the glib and transient world. This is the Medal of Honour for kind people, and it will never ever be given to them. Yeah, many times I'd like to give her that medal more than I gave her when she was alive, perhaps, yeah. This is an origami, a pure origami poem now, pure. And it's totally dedicated to every origami poet. It was a dream I had, and I emailed Jan about it, and it was a true dream I had, and it was very strange. And they were all in it. Well, Linny was in it, Kevin was in it, everybody was in it. The Leopards of Peace. Okay, so we're at this Pete Seeger concert, okay? And there's Jan, and there's Kevin, and there's Linny, and there's Phil, and there's me. And what we were all doing, I cannot say, except that there are leopards. Many leopards, big ones, small ones, shy ones, chatty ones, all walking around a marketplace and available. We are the leopards of peace, they say. Will no one take us home? And we try, Phil and I try, but the bag we've brought is kind of loose and the leopards' heads poke out, so it's tricky. And Phil and I ask the leopards what they want to do. You must be your own leopards, they say, and Jan and the gang scoop up several of the really unusual leopards and say, don't worry, we'll take your leopard back with us. And a great big Irish leopard singing Danny Boy leaps into their suitcase. And several small portable leopards join them, and Phil and I have one small leopard we carry between us, and we do. And this is how peace breaks out between people, between nations, between dreams and moments that you think are life but are also dreams. This is how peace is carried home in the heart, like a small leopard, until its time has come to walk the earth, the whole of the earth. Give the leopards of peace a chance. My friends, I wish you peace. Thank you. Absolutely true dream, that. I suppose staying on a bit of a what's it theme, Top of the World Man, that ring a bell? The old Jimmy Cagney. I truly believed when I arrived in New York that people would be walking up the street dancing like Jimmy Cagney. I can't. Honestly, it was such a disappointment. Oh, God, it was such a, Starbucks. I thought, no, they won't have that. They'll have strange, wonderful things. No. So this is Top of the World Man that me and my dad used to play in our front room. Look at me, see, I'm top of the world, Ma. That's what we used to shout, me and me dad in the little front room on a Sunday. And he'd balance on a chair and I'd balance on a stool. And when the gunshot rung out, we would fall to the floor, down, but not defeated, never that. And we didn't even have to act, we were both naturals. Come on, Jimmy, Dad would shout, no, don't let the buggers win. And we'd both cry with the pain of Jimmy falling and his message to the world, and his mum looking up at him. And I'd see me dad more alive when he died as Jimmy, all guns blazing, than he was the rest of the week. Then he'd get up and fire and fire and fire and keep on firing on Jimmy's behalf. And I'd do a tap dance to honour the moment. And Mam would walk through and shake her head and say, yeah, crazy Irish idiots. But Dad would talk her round, and she'd make us some tea and maybe an egg sandwich. And the pain would go away until the next time Jimmy died. Top of the world, Ma. Top of the world. Thank you. And yeah, John mentioned that I in headier days used to be a dancer. I have to kind of put up with drawing them now, so it's a bit kind of annoying. And this is like, if anything in your life that you look back on that you're no longer able to do, it's my ballet dancing room from many, many years ago, trying to capture that essence, the dancing room. That room, I remember that room where the red darkness gave itself up to green. It was a square room, no, it was a round room. See how memory trips me up to think I was ever there now, to think that my legs contained that much light. Now they're strange, shadowy horses, and I pick them up to lead them at all as round the green field they and I go. They look at me as if they hardly know me. Has it come to this, they ask, can you not see the light that spills from the dancing room? We can see it, it is you who is blind. And they are right. I remember now how it goes. You open the door with your heart and enter. There where the green light shifts under the door. The white light that comes from dancers. Have you never seen it? I have it bottled in my mind's eye, and I brought it here for you. This is how it goes. It is a ripe fig on a green plate. It is a monkey swinging its long legs from a silver tree. It is a red gate that melts inside time. It is the underbelly, the shadow of dawn that walks abroad. It is the need, the dream, the being and the not being, all in the one place. It is a place that ends all beginnings. How the light dazzles me. It is cruel yet wonderful. Today I am a ripe fig on a green plate. I am cicada breath in the midnight air. I am a red fox who meets himself under the green moon. Today I am come back to the place I long for. I can edge myself easily under the door, and the floor is the same. Nothing has changed. The piano, it stands open. Why did I wait? My feet feel like cool roses. Oh yes, I remember that room. Just do 2 or 3 more for you. Again, this is young Billy Burke, and as we were packing our suitcases to come to America, my dad, being my dad, who's been dead 10 years, felt he ought to join us. Which, God knows, even dead, he could. It's called Better Late Than Never. My dad is packing his suitcase for America, and nothing I say will stop him. But Dad, I say, you're dead. Just how do you plan to do this? And he counters with, quick as ever, quick as a quick brown fox, sure, a little thing like being dead has never stopped me before. When I was young, as you know, nothing stopped me. When I was young, foolhardy and Irish and poor, still nothing stopped me. Nothing prevented me in life. You're too easily deflected. Just try and see death as another stamp in your passport. And he continues with his packing. His old brown razor, his dancing shoes, the suit he bought from Dublin, the hat Aunt Sarah got him, and the picture of his wedding day, in they all go. And truth to say, he's ready way before me. And it seems he is right. When we get to New York, they recognise him straight away and welcome him in like a long-lost ghost. Well, we expected you a few years back, Billy. No matter. And in he goes. And the fact that we are with him stands us in great stead. We are sent to the head of the queue. We look for him after customs, and there he is near the exit. I'll see you later, he says. I've a man to see about a film part for myself and Kelly downtown. And I'm going in a few bars with a whole lifetime of dreams with my name on them. And with that, he has gone into the New York air. And so at last, with the sun shining down, my father finally made it to America. And as he goes, I can hear him singing, just think of death as another stamp on your passport. Thank you. Just going to finish with just a couple. Just a couple more. I'm pretty sure that I sent this one across to Jan earlier on, and it's one of those god-awful weeks that you have. It's called Ode to a Crappy Week. Oh, God, we'll have them, don't we? Ode to a Crappy Week. You try. God knows you try. You wonder why you're a bird that must struggle to fly. You try and cheerful stay. You try and up the beat. You try and not be a crocodile. You try to keep your thoughts sweet. And still they come. The crappy days, the not supremely snappy days. You walk tall, you try and not act small, you try and sing a song, a halfway decent melody. You miss the bus, you miss the train, you trudge your sides vibes home again. And still you hope, you try and remember to try and dream, you don't limit yourself, you plan your scheme. And the sun comes out and you sit a while, you remember what it's like to dance, to smile, you try and cheerful stay at all times. And for some, this is annoying as hell. You try and up the beat, you dance about the room, your dog looks happy, you're playing his tune. And all will be well, and all will be well. You try and try and try and try, you're expecting to fly, you're expecting to fly. You were a warrior once, you're a warrior still. I wish you well, and I always will. Over the hill and across the field, I run like the wind and the world is good. We all fight our battles in our own way, and all will be well at the end of the day. finish with my usual finishing poem, and just a tiny little nugget just to sneak in there. First of all, the happy days. I suppose that's an antidote to that last poem, really, the happy days. The happy days have to last you forever. They have to keep you warm. You have to wear them to keep out the cold. You have to use them as gloves, as coats, as hats. You have to tell no one about them in case of theft. You have to keep them closer, closer, closer than you keep your heart itself. You have to. Thank you, you've been most kind, and again, I'd like to thank Origami for letting me come and read. And I'm going to finish with the poem that's a particular favourite of Phil's. Wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Phil, so round of applause for Phil. Literally wouldn't be here. I dream with one eye open. It's about living in the moment, living in the now. So I'll try and do it, yeah. Do not count the days, but rather live them. Live them as if your next breath were a shipwreck, as if your next heartbeat were the centre of a storm. See that the pot of dreams does not stand empty, and mend all your many wars with your different selves. Go everywhere and do everything. Show a little kindness even to yourself, and do it by Wednesday. And play always a green piano in your mind. Play it as if your life depends on it, which, by the way, it does. Set the table and eat there with someone you love. Walk the enchanted city and walk it well. Do not collect time or lost horizons in a matchbox. If you come to a dead end, laugh, laugh and walk on. Endure until all that which is hope that once filled your heart returns to you and the world starts over. Eat midnight between two pieces of bread, and if your cat won't sing, don't force him. Laughter and tears are both with you for a reason. Use them as doorways, and play always a green piano in your mind. Play it as if your life depends on it, which, by the way, it does. Do not count the days, but live them. Let no one send you trouble in their dreams. Learn what you can, when you can, from star and sun and moon. Look to where the shadow pools reflect the best of the sun. And play always a green piano in your mind. If there are only 5 questions in the world, never learn the answers. But always swerve the grizzly bear and phones that do not work. Keep in your soul the colour of a wolf's eye, and on a Monday always fall in love. See yourself as a great white bird in the chiaroscuro of the sky, cawing and swooping, late for eternity again. Do not count the days, but live them, breathe them, swallow them, wild and whole and free, and play that green piano in your mind. Know your life depends on it.